Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to talk about ESP32 modules and my experience with few of them. There are many in the market, but I'm going to share the experience I have with few. The first one is the 38-pin ESP32 development kit, and generally this is available with yellow legs. I found this I prefer this actually. There's a long list of its limitations, but still I prefer this module because this one has very good Wi-Fi signals without external antenna. There is one ESP32 U also available in this board, in which you can attach external antenna. But I use this one with the built-in antenna, and this antenna is very good. Okay, and then there are no power limitations. I have used it with matrix display, PSM, LCD, SD card. Most of the time, it can work with two or three modules together. So more or less, I am fine uh, with this power and this is not the external supply. This is from the USB port. So I'm comfortable with it. Find it very useful. On the lacking side, you have to press the boot button every time you upload a sketch, or you have to use the capacitor. I think you know how to use the capacitor, otherwise you can do some net research. So if you attach a capacitor between EN and ground pins, then you would not have to press the boot button every time you upload a sketch. Otherwise this is annoying actually, and then it's very wide, so it's a compatibility issue with the breadboard. I can show you the picture in a while. Uh, Plus, there was some issue. On one of my boards, the USB port got damaged, and I tried to upload the code using the TTL module and connecting with RX0 and TX0 pins, but I couldn't do it. Maybe there was some problem at my end, but I could do it on another ESP32 board, but not on this ESP32 12-man kit. I don't know why. Then there is another problem, is that there are no cheap expansion boards available for this, and there is no built-in LED. So I use LED generally uh, when the board is not connected to the PC, and it blinks when the board get connected to the Wi-Fi. But because there is no LED, built-in LED, so I can't blink it, and I can't have a visual that can tell me that the board is not connected to Wi-Fi. So this is a limitation I feel. But with these limitations, I still like this board. Okay, this board is now, you can see that there are two breadboards are used to connect this board, use this board with, but you can see that I have taken out one of the power lines, power bars. These two, these are connected with this board, but this board don't have these two power lines. So by using this, or by combining the breadboards like this, I was able to put it in and use it with the breadboard. But otherwise, it's quite wide and odd, so it's difficult to use with the regular breadboard. And then you can see this capacitor. So I'm using this capacitor to upload the test sketch again and again, after every 2 minutes. So this is how it is doing. But otherwise, from Wi-Fi side, my comfort is the Wi-Fi side, and there are a lot of GPIO pins. So this is why I'm comfortable with this. Another board I have used is this ESP32 UNO board. I have used the board with the VMOS logo, and with something that is called, I think, D something. Um, Let me read it out. I have this board in front of me. it says ESPD UNO-32. So I have a couple of these boards, and the good part is that you can attach external power with that. There is no boot button to press when you need to upload the sketch. There's a built-in LED also. And again, it's a UNO standard board, but there are some limitations. The, the first limitation, it has very poor signals. I haven't tested the signals with external power, but if I power this board from USB, the Wi-Fi signal quality is very poor. So this is the limitation. And then I bought these thinking that these are 100% compatible with UNO shields, but this is not the case, especially when you are using the LCD modules. So these analog pins are not compatible, and you have to use these pins. You have to resolder it, and then you can you know rewire. You can't use the standard LCD modules like MCU friend and other available cheap LCDs with this board directly. So this is the limitation. Otherwise 4 MB capacity and everything that's there. So this is uh, uh, this has a lot of GPIO pins, and these are limited, but still uh, this is reasonable. But had the LCDs, the UNO LCDs worked with this, I think this will, and the Wi-Fi signal, this will be a very good board. Okay, another one I have used this ESP32 Mini. It has reasonable Wi-Fi signals and quick to upload the sketch. There's a built-in LED also, but you can see that this can't be used on a breadboard because there are two lines of pins, and so you can't put it on a breadboard. I tried to use one with the male pins and one with the female pins. So, but it can be used in a project when put it into execution, but not during the test phase, unless you have a limitation of some space or something. This is good. Then otherwise, for me, it was not very comfortable, but otherwise signals are fine. And then I used this Lolin D32 Pro. So this is compatible with the breadboard, very comfortably fit in the breadboard. This has built-in port for SD card, battery, TFT, and this is, I think, I2C ports. Uh, so this one also has a built-in LED, but the limitation is that it has limited GPIOs, and all GPIOs are 3.3 volts. So if you are trying to use some relays which are 5 volts, so this board can be a problem. And Wi-Fi signals are not very good on this board also, where my development kit can connect to a far placed Wi-Fi router. This board couldn't connect to that. So, and then there are some power limitations when some accessories were attached to this board. So this was the good and bad about this board. Moving to the next one, and then this I also use this Node MCU ESP32S. This is one of the very good boards. It has built-in LED, Wi-Fi signals are very good, and this is compatible with breadboard. And the good thing is this fits perfectly on this Keys ESP32 expansion kit. You can see this is a line of 3.3 volts, and these are 5 volts pins, and the pins here. So this and you can attach a external power also. So I ordered this kit without real for this board, 12-bit kit, thinking that this is compatible with this, but when it arrived, it was not. So, but later I got this Node MCU and Node MCU kit, this board, and this is perfectly compatible with this, and I am very happy with this. The only limitation I found out with the USB power, but that can be bypassed by using this expansion board. So this is a very good. This is less wider and breadboard compatible as compared to the development kit. All right, I also tried ESP3266 many boards, but the issue is they are single core boards and they hang and reboots whenever I try to use the web server thing. So uh, I have a number of boards, all these boards lying with me, but they are cheaper than ESP32, but I couldn't put them in use so far. But maybe if you are not using a lot of libraries at one time, maybe this board will be able to of some maybe of some use for you, but they are not for me. And then A266 has different libraries. So if I've written a program for ESP32, I can't use directly without modifying some code. So there is a limitation. So I'm going for ESP32 normally because of the auto dual core. The Wi-Fi and the server stuff is shifted to one core, and the rest of the code is executed on the other core. Sorry, and so the auto usage of core allocation of core by ESP32 is amazing. So ESP8266 no go area for me. I have also tried the ESP32 cam. All I can say is that this is an interesting board and this is start of a big journey because this camera can do some face recognition. It has some button flashlight and it can send you messages like intruder alert, but I haven't used it extensively, but just checked it out. It's an interesting thing. All right, so this was my experience with the ESP32 modules I wanted to share, and my recommendation, or which I use, is this one. This the guy with the yellow legs, although it's wider, but the Wi-Fi signals are too good, and that's what I generally need in ESP32 boards. So I hope this video is also helpful for someone.